Hello, my name is Mike Hunt. I am here today to make a special announcement. There will be no intro to entertain you or set the mood tonight. Unfortunately, we have a whiner in the mix, a man who simply cannot be satisfied by anyone or anything except his hand, due to his constant complaining and finding fault in every masterpiece put forth by the Rob Father. The intro will be this. Welcome to Tunes Brothers.
Okay.
That was
Welcome into
fucking
Tunes Brothers.
classic.
Now I'm
Pat
extra
Karen,
famous.
Down Under Dave, Louie, and Scotty G. What's up, guys?
I want
What?
Mike to make another guest appearance. Oh my god.
All right.
You
Scotty.
deserve that, Louis.
Hey, now I'm more famous than before.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey,
It's
Paul
all on you,
Stanley
Scott.
decided to join us today.
You just going to sit there and primp, or you going to fucking talk?
Okay,
I was hoping he was going to choose to primp.
everybody guess what we're doing today. Gene Simmons' solo album. Paul Stanley, the second best solo album. And it was a different listen again this time, man. I guarantee you I'm going to have some songs in different spots. The top 4 or 5 was really challenging to me. A great album, and I will explain why Aces is better when we get there. Not by much, but I'll explain it. But I love the album. This was the album that, man, that thing will stop you to death. This is the album that I kind of knew, even as an 8-year-old kid, was going to sound like Kiss. I didn't have to second guess it, man, even before I heard it, dude. I just knew what this album was going to be like. And it's a damn good one. Always has been. I've always loved it. So, yeah, Paul Stanley solo album. The best solo album he's ever made, too, by the way, right here, in leaps and bounds. So,
I just watched an interview with him on Talk is Jericho, and he was asking him again if he was going to be interested in making another solo album, more rock, and he hasn't ruled it out, but I wouldn't count on it either. Without a doubt, like Scott said, the best solo album of the 4. It's not even close.
I didn't say that, bitch.
Yeah, like anybody who's ever watched this channel knows this is going to be my favorite. Aces is damn good, don't get me wrong, but this, I've been on record saying this is probably my favorite rock album of all time. Yeah. That includes any Kiss album or any other band for that matter. It's got, a floofy song on it, but other than that, it's just rock solid. So another pleasure to listen to, and my songs, I think, have slightly changed. Yep. Derek.
All right. I also consider this to be my favorite out of the 4 solo albums. I do believe this is the most Kiss-like of the 4 solo albums, where Peter's was more of a jazz album. Gene tried to harness his inner Beatle in order for him to make his. Ace, I mean, good album in its own right, but that was more of a bluesy, like we talked about. I felt it was, some of it was grunge-esque. I mean, not as bad as grunge, but definitely, I mean, he only had 2 Kiss songs prior to the solo albums. Gene's was nowhere near the demon personality that he had created. And Peter's was a complete opposite of anything he had ever done as a member of Kiss. So, in my opinion, this was the more Kiss-like, except for, one song probably. But one thing that's going to run as a theme throughout is this is very well sung all the way through, and it doesn't. So we'll get through the ranking. Dave?
Yeah, I think the top row is going to prove that the Paul Stanley solo album is the best, because I'm assuming the 2 at the bottom disagree with that, hence they're at the bottom. It's funny because I quite often hear people say, "Oh, this sounds too much like a Kiss album," like that's a bad thing. I'm thinking everyone was a Kiss fan. Why wouldn't you want it to sound like a Kiss album? I mean, he was the main writer, the main singer. To me, this like Rob, I like to piss Scotty off with the Ace Frehley album. It's a good album, but it's nowhere near this one. This is every song on this one except for one is class, and I think I've changed it 3 times since we started listening to it the other day, and I'm still not sure if it's where they should be, but that's how they fall today.
Before you go, Louis, I want to touch on what you said about it, that too much of a Kiss album. Where's the rule that you're supposed to be anybody who you are, right? Gene Simmons showed who he really is and what his real preference of music is. Peter, the same thing. Ace and Paul showed you they're rock stars. I mean, that's their style. Why would they change it just for the sake of changing? I'm glad they didn't, because otherwise we could have had 4 really shitty albums.
Wow. Don't even go there, bro.
Okay, Louis.
All right. To tell you the truth, before I even got this album back in the day when I could afford to buy them, unlike my younger cohorts, I did not know what to expect from any of the albums until I heard them. I have this opinion that Paul Stanley's does not sound like a Kiss album at all. He's got the songs that are very elaborate and very well, just the word elaborate and more detail and more emphasis on a few of the songs. Then he's got songs that are like less than what you would hear on a Kiss album. They're a little bit more subtle. And then you got the ballad, which is totally non-Kiss. So it's definitely Paul Stanley. And for me, like I said, I loved all the albums when I got them because it made me happy to hear different styles of music. I didn't want everybody doing the same kind of thing. Of course,
I don't think we've asked you about this. Sorry, Louis. Even Peters you were happy with?
At the time when I was a kid, just to hear different kind of music, I was listening to a lot of different types of songs on the radio. So anything Peter did was better than most of the stuff on the radio back then. So it didn't bother me as much. Gene's, I wish I wish he reworked Burn It Up with Fever and Tunnel of Love, not to have female vocalists that drag the songs down. They could have been like Kiss style songs or more demon-esque. But other than that, but tonight, the Paul Stanley album, I think you guys are going to be total shock where I placed most of these songs. Like, oh, how could you put that epic song at that number? And how could you put that simple, basic song at that number? Well, to me, this time around, when I listened, the one song I've liked best on the album out of all of them, definitely ranked number 1. Couple were just, shifting here and there. So when I get to my takes, I know I'm going to get the big incorrect thing across every time I pick a thing. But
I don't know why Dave does that.
Yeah, Dave.
And you thought it was Rob.
So what you're saying, Louis, is we're going to be shocked that you put Hold Me, Touch Me number 1.
No, you won't be shocked with that. But you will be shocked with other ways up the rankings. Like, how could you, whatever. So, but that's the way it hit me. You know, I went by enjoyability as opposed to trying to discern the so-called better song because of effort. You know, so that's how it goes, and I'm done.
I think this album, you said this album was more intricate than a Kiss album. It's probably because they had a better guitar player.
Nah,
Well,
that's not
speaking
even. It was
Speaking of which,
Bob
I
Kulick
did-
was the guitar player.
okay,
which is
and that's
very
the
good.
mistake I've always made. I did some actual deep dive into this album. Bob Kulick is a guitar player on it and a lead guitarist on it, but so is Paul Stanley. And there's nowhere I can find that breaks down who played on what, but Bob is under additional musicians. And under Paul Stanley's name, it's rhythm, lead, vocals, backing vocals. So I've always had a feeling, just judging on like the World Without Heroes video and a little bit of stuff I've seen him over the years do live, that he is not an Ace Frehley level guitar player or Steve Vai or any of this, but he's got a very melodic sound to his playing. And that would make sense because that's what's always struck me about this album is that beautiful melodic soloing. Maybe it's Paul.
I will say the vocals are spectacular on this album. I mean, really clear and clean. It's really good. The leads are good. The rhythm is really good, but the production on the drums and the bass is lacking. That's the only thing. You're gonna find. I'm gonna find something wrong with every one of these solo albums. Besides, let's see, was it Peters? Peters and Jeans were actually produced better, I think. Now that's the only thing that I give them is the production on their albums, but something was missing on Aces too, man. I don't know if it was the bass. I think it was the bass was missing.
The vocals.
Yeah. But this one is the bass and the drums, man. It's teeny, whatever y'all call it, teeny or whatever. They're not. It's not powerful enough. I would love to hear these things.
And imagine how better some of these songs, like Jesus, the drum fills on the end of Take Me Away Together as one.
Now that song, the drum fills are really good.
You know why that drumming is so fucking good? I had no idea until doing this deep dive. That's Carmine Apiece on drums on that song.
Yes. I knew he played on it, but I don't know if he played all the drums on here.
No, just on that song.
Okay.
That and another one. I'm not sure which one it was, but that one caught my eye because it is so drum intensive.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I think I will go first. And number 9, I will have to put Ozone. Hold Me, Touch Me, Think of Me When We're Apart. I hate to shit on this song, but I love to at the same time. It's a very good Michael Bolton radio-esque top 40 Air Supply ballad, if that's what you're after. If you're after rock, it's a piece of shit, and it does not belong on this album. And that's the only time you're going to hear me say anything bad about this song. Not that it's a bad song, but compared to what's on this album, it's garbage.
Like Beth on Destroyer.
Yes. Derek.
All right. At number 9, this is where I had the song Tonight You Belong to Me.
Liar.
He's full of shit.
No, also Hold Me, Touch Me. I mean, I think this should be apparent. Like it is a good song, and of course, like I said in my opening, there's going to be a theme. It's well sung, of course. I mean, Paul doesn't miss a note on here, but it is on a bit on the corny or cheesy side. I have no idea what songs were released as singles.
That was one.
This one. This was the only one.
Did it
Only
have
one.
any traction? No.
This one.
But
Kiss wasn't marketable towards radio. Radio hated Kiss, so I understand what he was doing by releasing this, but being he's a member of Kiss, it's a pointless waste of time. They're not going to play it whether it's a radio-worthy song or not.
gotcha.
Oh, thank God.
But I'm assuming most of us had this there, probably except for Louis, but it's my number 9.
Yeah, take it easy. We're knocking on one of Louis' favorite songs here.
Yes.
I was picking Dave probably to have that a little higher.
Were you really? Oh, because I'm the ballad guy.
Yeah.
So I must admit, like, I first heard most of these songs on the Best of the Solo albums that I got before I got the solo album. So obviously this was one of them. And I didn't mind it when I was a kid. But as time has gone, it doesn't fit the album. So it is number 9 for me as well. As you said, it's not a bad song. It's just not right for this album.
Quick question. I had the album at one time. In fact, my very first girlfriend gave it to me when we were no longer dating in junior
Cheeky,
high.
you lucky boy.
Was that Little Miss Ellendale?
Must have made
no,
an
it's-
impression, man.
Of course,
How do you
Jeff,
wake up
it was
still
Megan.
getting you stuff?
Best of the solo albums. How many tracks did Pete get on that?
3. They all had 3 each.
How?
So he had
don't
Hooked
know.
on Rock and Roll, Don't You Let Me Down, and I Can't Stop the Rain.
All right. Louis, give us your number 9.
All right. This should be no surprise. Tonight you belong. No, I'm kidding. Or take me away now. No, this is too obvious because, like I said, it's Hold Me, Touch Me, and I'm not going to say the rest of it because it doesn't deserve to get any more than that. Like I said, I loved it when I was a kid because I thought it had a meaning to me at the time. But you sound like a song that Bread would have done.
Did it remind you of your uncle?
My uncle? No, doesn't remind me of my uncle.
Your uncle was a raft, wasn't he?
Even that's a better song. Have you ever heard the actual version of that song done by his group at the time?
No.
You got to listen to it, man. It's so fun to listen to. It's done by a whole band. It's not just him on an acoustic.
I always used to pretend, Louis, that my penis was singing this song to me.
Your uncle was a rap.
No, hold me, touch me.
Anyway,
Sing it to me, baby.
Now we got to have Scott for the upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I couldn't believe it. To be honest with you, damn, I did not expect everybody to have it at the bottom. Number
You mean
9.
me?
Man. Nah, I was really worried, man. I was like, no way. If anybody on this panel would have had that song higher than number 9, that would have been the guy that would have peeled one back right there. There's no shit about it. So thank you guys for not having that song higher than number 9. And look, I love Paul Stanley, man. I love his voice. He's the best voice in Kiss. He's the iconic singer, especially in the 70s and 80s, man. And it's hard to even get close to that voice, man, in my world too. But I am not going to finesse this fucking song. It is a horrible fucking song. It sounds like shit. He sings it like shit. And literally, it has no rhyme or reason being on this fucking album. It should have never been on anything they done. And the more I hear it and I'm forced to listen to it, the worse it gets. This song never gets better. I don't know what it is. That is not a rock ballad of any kind at all. Beth makes this seem like Air Supply, and I'm being serious here, man. That song, his voice does not work with that at all. But everything else is perfect. But that song was horrible. I wish they'd have smashed the shit out of whoever's idea that was to release that, and whoever's idea it was to keep it on this album. But anyway, Love you, Paul, but this one, hell no, I cannot support, brother. Thank God everybody had it at number 9.
Clean sweep to start. Probably the only time that's going to happen on this episode tonight.
Hey, and that's the only reason that it's not a tie with Ace's album. This song.
Oh, come on. He's got Ozone and Snowblind on his.
No, that is because there's nothing that's intolerable for me to listen to on Ace's album.
Ozone.
That song right there is fucking intolerable. That's the only reason. One song.
I got to side with Scott on that one. I may not be a huge Ozone or Snowblind fan, but Hold Me, Touch Me is a song where if anybody other than my wife is in the room, I'm embarrassed if they catch me listening to it.
Oh my God.
So you do listen to it, though.
My neck trying to get to the stereo to turn it down or off if it ever comes on randomly, you know.
You cannot defend that.
Scott, you lay back on your recliner with your fly on one, let's be honest.
I got a quick story before we move on because I don't want to bring up since the song is done. One time I was in high school, this one girl convinced me to bring a whole bunch of girls to go bowling. And for some reason, we all got into the car when we were leaving the bowling alley. I sang the song. And this one girl fell in love with my voice in that song. And in turn fell in love with me. But unfortunately, I fell in love with her friend instead. And I've had nothing but misery since then.
I didn't know you knew Helen Keller.
Shame on you, Louie.
Did you only go to high school once?
What do you mean I went once? I went however many days required for me to graduate.
You said one time when you went to high school.
Was she missing a chromosome?
Taking the girls bowling was the one time I was talking about.
Were you bowling for Columbine? That's the question.
No, we were bowling to knock down pins.
How about for soup?
No, I love that band. They got a lot of good stuff.
Strip bowling.
Anyway, I'm done for now.
My number 8, I don't want to step on Scotty's take on this. I know it very well from several reaction videos, so I will let him tell you why. But for me, this song dropped, I think, quite a bit. Love in Chains. I love the guitar and the heaviness of this, but I think Scott hexed me by pointing something out that never used to bother me, and it really bothers me now. We'll see if he remembers his take that he's ranted on several times, but that's where that falls. Again, I like number 9 and love all the rest, but man, some of these are just head and shoulders above greatness anyway. I mean, it's hard. It's a hard list for me.
Yeah.
Dayron.
All right. For me, coming in at number 8, I have the final song on the album, and that is the song Goodbye. Now, I think the song has a great chorus, and I do like the storytelling here. And it's got a decent breakdown in the song. But at the end of the day, it just, in this last listen, it just didn't hit me the same, I guess, as usual, because I think I may have rated this better in our previous time that we had gone through the solo albums. But I put it at number 8 this time around. David?
Yeah, look, this was difficult because I said there's nothing on here I don't like, so I just ain't quite right. Got number 8 for me this time.
Wow, both ballads on the bottom from the ballad guy.
Yep. I just prefer the rockier songs on this one. But I said, don't dislike it. It's a great song, but yeah, I'm changing. Going through the change in my life.
Getting straight, huh?
Speed metal comes next.
Louis.
My 9 children say I'm straight.
9 children.
They're not all mine, thank God, but
oh, okay.
Wow.
9 times.
Well, when I initially wrote out this list, Ain't Quite Right would have been number 8. but
my
I
God.
bumped that up to somewhere else. And some reason I listened to it, and even though it's not my style of music, I respected the performance of it. That's why it's moved up. And out of all the songs, this one just had to fall at number 8 because I think the rest of them are so much better. I put Move On at number 8.
Okay.
All right.
Scott D.
Number 8. Well, with exception of the clean sweep of number 9, thank God that happened. I guess me and Dave's going to match up. Ain't quite right. Now, I will give this song credit for Paul's vocals. If it wasn't for his vocals in this song, I probably would not like it at all. It's an emotional roller coaster almost. I never really thought about it this way. I mean, it's been a while. Well, since me and Rob done it last time, since I listened to this whole album. It's, you got your little punches coming in, and they're very rare. But Paul's vocals, he really sings his ass off in this song. There's nothing really, really high, but it's great singing. I like the song. I can tolerate everything else on this album, but number 9 anyway. But that's just kind of where it falls this time. It's just, I don't know, something just ain't quite right in the song. Right? That's the only way I can put it. But it's not horrible.
Okay, number 7 for me. I think this one has dropped as well, and it is the aforementioned Goodbye. Darren had at number 8. I think this one's always been one I really forced myself to hold in higher regard because of that breakdown. That middle part is so heavy and badass out of nowhere that I have to praise the song because of that. But at the end of the day, the chorus hurts this song. It goes from this real cool, unique verse, a beautiful guitar intro, and then goodbye. It's just like, what the fuck is that? They just change gears on the chorus. And for that reason, it's dropped.
All right. Well, you and I just kind of swapped the songs around because I have Love in Chains at number 7. For me, it's something feels off on the delivery here and I just wasn't able to put my finger on it. Now, I'm going to be honest, I haven't been feeling well the last couple of days. And while listening to this, it was difficult for me to kind of break things down as well as I wanted to. Like I said, it wasn't feeling right. And that's all I can really say. So Love and Chains is where I had put it at number 7.
Something just wasn't quite right about Love and Chains.
Quite right.
Yep.
Davey boy.
Number 7, I've got the sister song to Ain't Quite Right. It's all right. So this is the response. Once wasn't quite right. When this one is, it is all right. It's a good song. Good solid rocker. Probably higher up on my list in the past, but yeah, some of the other ones have moved up, including some of the ones you guys have put low, but that's all right. No one else is going to agree with me.
No, that's where it goes. I was going to sing a little ditty, but I couldn't remember the words, so I'm just...
Bad Jack and Diane.
Watch that word. I don't want to be associated with that freak.
No, that's...
Yeah, you rain on that scarecrow, mate.
I try to put it higher, but it ain't quite right.
You nearly killed Rob. Are you happy?
You just ruined my last drink of coffee, you son of a bitch.
There you go, number 7.
Number 11 for me. And I, it's okay. I like it better than the last two, but this song has never really grabbed me. I mean, I've never really, like I said, I can listen to it. I don't skip it, but it just ain't never grabbed me, man, ever since day one. Move on. Yeah, he does a good job with his speed singing in this, man. But the chick background singers on this too, I just ain't never dug them on this song either. But move on. It's not bad, but it's just not. It ain't quite right. Let me put it that way. There you go, number 7.
All right. Well, I'm right there with you almost. Move on for number 6. I liked this much, much more when I was a kid. I think there was something cool to the fast-paced singing and stuff back then. It's still a really good song, but I think this is kind of where I've always had it placed, somewhere in this area, but the other ones have just always been the top dogs for me, and they may have changed in the order, but I don't think the top 5 have changed ever.
Yeah, I'd agree with that too.
All right. For 6 on my list, just like most of Lewis's musical takes, Ain't Quite Right. This has a little bit of a blues tint to it. It's simplistic, but it's still a decent tune. I don't mind it. Like I said, I wouldn't skip it. It's sung well. A little bit on the, obviously, not as strong as the rest of the album, and that's why it falls at number 6.
R&B blues.
Dave?
Yeah.
Number 6 for me. I've tried this, but apparently the police say it's against the law. You can't keep your love in chains. But another solid rocker from Paul. I said there's not much really you can say bad about anything on this album, except number 9, obviously. But yep, just a bit like you, Rob. There's probably 4 or 5 that are just too strong on this album.
Louis.
This is where I'm going to get the buzzer, the gong, the thing across the screen,
To the head.
whatever. But I don't care. You want me to wait until you're done doing all the sound effects?
Yeah, Dave.
Sorry, I'll turn it off. Hang on.
But because I enjoy other songs even better, because I'm more of a straightforward kind of guy with my tastes, this song is going to send shockwaves throughout the Kiss world. Tonight You Belong to Me at
What
number
the?
6. Go ahead. Slice me with the saber. I don't care.
Okay. All right. Number 6. A couple of you's already touched on this. Love in Chains. And I'm pretty sure Rob had it. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it was in your top 5 last time.
I think so.
But
He matches with me.
it's a little better than what I've mentioned so far. That is to me, but it's almost like the breakdowns and the pauses in between the verses and the music. It's like everything freezes,
And I never ever noticed that till you were always harping on it, and I think that affected my ability to enjoy the song.
Really?
Yes.
I never paid attention to it back when I was a kid as much, but it wasn't long before I figured that out. It's like it's like his song's done in takes.
It's choppy.
Real short, choppy takes, man, because there's almost dead silence in between. Love in Chains. love and change, I mean, but it's still a good song. It's not something I'd skip for sure. And I think the production hurts this song too. Some of these songs are produced well. I just wonder what this is the album for me that has almost different production on all these songs. I don't understand that. I
Well,
mean,
it was done by, Paul and some guy I never heard of produced it, but it was done at Electric Lady and the Record Plant. So two different recording studios. So maybe that had something to do with songs coming out different. I don't know.
And God knows how many musicians.
There was a lot. There was like 9, I think.
Yeah.
In total.
Yeah. But not a bad song. I actually liked it a little better this time than I did last time because I knew I got on it pretty bad last time. So, but it was not as bad this time. But I've always picked up on that. So, yeah.
All right. 5 up for me are all beyond perfect songs. It's just a matter of how it hit me the other day. And for the first time, I think It's All Right was towards the bottom of that top 5. I still absolutely love the song, but the 4 above it just were working better for me this time around. Could change tomorrow.
All right. Yeah, for me at number 5, this is where I have the song Move On. To me, this is a knee bouncer, right? It's a fun rocker. It's up tempo, very quick pace. I would be hard pressed to think that this would be an easy one to perform live at all. But it's enjoyable. Like I said before, I really enjoy this album. I would never skip it. But there are others, obviously, that I like a little bit better. David?
Number 5 for me, I agree with you. And I'd like to say thanks to Diana, Miriam, and Maria for supplying great backing vocals on this track. I know Scott would like to say that as well because he loves those female vocals. I think they work really well. Number 5 for me, Move On. Great song.
All right. Another terrific song, but I like 4 more better than that because I go like the factor of enjoyability. So not knocking the song at all, but it's where it landed. Number 5, Take Me Away Together is one.
Okay. It actually doesn't surprise me. I mean, my absolute love for this song is rare in the Kiss world because any podcast I've ever listened to or message board I've been on, nobody talks about this song. Not one podcaster, not one commenter, not one Kiss fucking band member, including Paul Stanley himself, ever mentions this song. So
I don't get it, man. So I've got to get there, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. Number, what is it? 5 and up are playlists for me on this album. I love all these songs from here up. Goodbye. I still enjoy it. I think it's a great way to close the album. And I've always liked this song, man. Paul sings it great. The breakdown y'all have already mentioned in the song. I love it. And I love the guitars through it. Yeah, man. Yeah, I've always liked this. Never changed. It's never even went, over here and over there. It's always been close to the front on here. There's just too many powerful songs on here to put it at number 1. That's the only reason it's where it's at. So yeah, Goodbye, number 5.
all right, my number 4 is Paul Stanley's number 1. I'm assuming since it's really the only song he's ever given any credence to, live or otherwise. The split personality, male, he, she, Tonight You Belong to Me. When I get past that borderline brutal intro, it's a killer song. I can't. If you're gonna do that, then have a chick duetting the intro with you, and just make it not so weird. But it's a great song. Darren.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Done.
All right. Number 4, the song "It's All Right." Another fun song. And I mean, again, I had a hard time ranking this, and we'll get into that when I get to my next 3 songs. But this one, it was tough for me to even put this one at 4. That's how much I like my top 4 songs. But that's it's just hard for me to put this stuff into words right now, but
Yeah.
really good tune. Dave?
I feel your emotion too, Darren.
Yeah.
Number 4 for me is the track that I think is perfect to end the album, which is Goodbye. I've always enjoyed it. Like I said, if you're going to end an album, end it on a high, and I think this ends it on a high. So,
Louis.
Darren, I feel your pain.
I was being
Right.
Forest.
This number 4 song I like a lot, and I like the way that the guitars go up to a high register and Paul's voice takes over for the outro of the chorus. I think Goodbye is nearly perfect in its own way. And there's songs I still like even better than that. But the one thing I get from people is, why didn't I include that on my Kiss Up From the Ashes? And I always respond back, because that's too personal of a Paul song. That's why I didn't include it in my Kiss Up From the Ashes. But it's still a terrific song. So number 4, Goodbye. My next 3 did wind up on my Kiss Up From the Ashes.
you saying poop to me as well?
What do you
I
mean?
don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I did that, did I? Sorry. I
Yeah.
pooped myself.
All right. Scotty.
All right. Number 4, and I can't remember if I think I had this a little higher last time. All these right here have literally been my favorite songs on this album since it's been out. So, Wouldn't You Like to Know Me? Number 4. Great. Perfect. Nothing to pick at on this song. And it's a rocker, man. It's sung well. It's a jammer. I love it. So, yeah. These 4 right here could have been interchangeable at any time. And I'm pretty sure are since last time. So, yeah. Wouldn't You Like to Know Me? Great song.
All right. Number 3, the other song that Paul actually gives some love to is Wouldn't You Like to Know Me? And I think this has always been 1 or 2 for me. But my number 2 took a jump, I think, at least by a couple songs. So Wouldn't You Like to Know Me? One of the most perfect songs on this album. Now, this is a bitch, right? Because I love pretty much all of this album. So talk to me in a week, and then my order will be different.
Yeah.
No, that's a shit song. Talk to me.
Oh.
Talk to me is a shit song.
Yeah. All right. Because these top 3 songs for the last few days were always interchangeable as to where I had put them, I labeled them 1C, 1B, and 1A. And on the last listen, 1C, thank you for that queef, Rob. 1C is Tonight You Belong to Me. Paul shows off his power as well as his falsetto in this
And hairy
song.
chest.
Well, I can't hear a hairy chest. I didn't watch the video. So, but great song. Tonight You Belong to Me.
Number 3 to me, the simplest thing I can say about this song, and I agree with you, Rob, Wouldn't You Like to Know Me, is this should have been the single they released from this album.
Yes, sir.
Simple as that. Release this one. I think they get some traction with this one.
Yeah. It's the most universal song to a lot of different genre lovers, and instead of just pop. I mean, it appeals to rock and even a little harder. It's a great song. Sometimes you got to stop chasing the fucking ballad, and Kiss has kind of done that ever since Beth.
Yes.
And it really, with the exception of Forever, has never paid off since Beth.
I don't think Dr. Fuck likes it much, but there you go.
Dr. Fuck is a douchebag. I have come to realize that he has probably got the worst taste out of any human being on the fucking planet. And the rationale to match, right? He doesn't even really, you watch these 7 minutes, the gloves are off, man. If you're going to mail it in and do 7-minute fucking videos that any fucking numbnuts with an internet connection can do, he gives no rhyme or reasons. I don't like this. In my opinion, he's such a cop-out artist motherfucker, doesn't want to take heat for anything, so he'll fucking just say something in 2 seconds, and then if it's remotely controversial, in my opinion, I get the fuck out of here.
Hey,
Put some more
and his
time
older-
in, douchebag. Anybody can fucking film themselves for 7 minutes saying, I like this, I don't like this. Thanks for watching. Get the fuck out of here.
And his
Comment,
older
like,
videos,
subscribe.
man, when he first started, was totally opposite.
He's
He went
fucking
into
lazy.
detail. They were
First of all, he's put
long.
out like 5 goddamn videos a day. I swear to God, ever since I subscribed to him, he's got a new video out every time I hit the internet.
Remember, he's
And
getting
they're-
paid to do
they
those
suck
ones
now.
because there are people who are giving donations for those rankings.
I'm sure he's a great guy. I don't appreciate his thumbnails, and I get you want to be controversial to get clicks, right? I'm not about
versus suck.
baiting people for fucking clicks. Suck versus suck. Seriously, show us your mentality and intelligence a little bit more. 2 great albums. One comes to mind is a Poison album and a White Lion album. Suck versus suck. Are you out of your fucking mind? I don't give a fuck if you like hair metal or not, and you want to listen to Anthrax and Slayer. More power to you. How do you fucking call 2 classic epic albums with mega hits on them suck versus suck? This is just somebody who's got the mentality of Mike Place, and anything that isn't fucking, thrash is butt rock, right? So I take no credence, especially when he can't even give a real opinion on why he thinks that way.
He's
Of
in
course,
it for the
anytime you want to
rise.
come on the show, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, he's in it for the rise, man. Like I told you before, I think he does it purposely for that reason.
Okay, but if you're going to purposely do it, I don't have a problem with that. I purposely piss people off all the time. Put some fucking
that's
time
nice,
into it. What the hell?
Yes.
I don't,
Yes.
even if I agreed with everything, even if he liked all the music I liked, I would never sit and watch a 7 or 3 minute video if he's going to say yay, nay, yay, nay, yay, nay, and give no goddamn explanation of why. It's
Exactly.
lazy. It's lazy attempt at getting a few pennies from YouTube. Whatever, more power to you, man. I guess I believe in giving people something to chew on and something to fucking actually sit and listen and put some thought into. Anybody can just say, I like this, I hate this, whatever.
A fucking explanation.
Yeah. All right, whose turn is it?
Me.
Oh,
It
God damn
always
it, why you
happens. Just when it's
you've
my
been so
turn, I have
quiet.
to sit and wait the dissertation and the log and the fucking diatribe and on and on and on. Then 7 minutes later, it's my fucking turn. Okay, folks.
You
some
could
of
have
you may
watched
be
an
shocked.
entire Dr. Fuck video before your turn.
Yeah. All right. So for the young people out there that can't believe that such a thing never happened or existed or occurred, there were no cell phones when this album was made. Okay, you had to call people either at home or at work. And why
Hey,
Paul
Paul.
Stanley would call a girl when she's not home is a stupid thing to do. I tried to call you when you were not home. If he said, I tried to call you, but you were not home, that would have made more sense. But he tried to call her when she was not home, which is just a stupid time to call somebody. But the song is terrific. Wouldn't you like to know me?
No.
I'd like to forget you, Lewis.
That's giving an explanation. I like that.
Oh, wait, you agreed with somebody. I know you did. Me, right? Number 3.
Yep. And Dave, I think 3 of us hit
And
that
Dave.
one.
Okay.
Dave doesn't matter.
Number 3.
I'm just
Darren.
Dave. I'm just joking.
Joking.
Number 3. I guess me and Rob are the only two on the planet that has ever really given this song any traction whatsoever. And it's Take Me Away Together as One. It's fantastic. It's everything about this song is fucking awesome. The slow bits, man, the guitar playing, the intro, the breakdown, the drum fills he was talking about a while ago, just the lead. And I guarantee you that's Paul playing the lead on this one. I guarantee you. That sounds like his lead or something he would play as a lead. But his vocal range and the way he sings the song, and I've always noticed that, even as a child, with this album, it's like he's standing in the back room when he's singing the chorus, man, and it's just, it's just far range as you can get, man. I love the song. It's fantastic. It's perfect.
Amen. Number 2, every one of you took a dump on this. And it ain't quite right that you guys did that.
I didn't take a dump on it.
I love this fucking song. I always have. It's simple. It's melodic. I love the solo in it, whether it's Bob or Paul. Like I said, simple. Keep it simple, stupid, Kiss, right? It works. Paul's vocals, like Scott touched on, are incredible on this song. I think it's really underrated as a Paul ballad. But pretty much every song on this album is underrated as far as Paul goes in the music world. I think, sadly, Steven Tyler and some of these guys get way more Robert Plant, praise in the music community for their supposed strong vocals and range, and man, none of them. Put this album on, put any Led Zeppelin album on, and let's see. Please ask any vocal coach to compare this album to any Led Zeppelin album vocally and see what they say.
Right. Well, I guess for me, having Take Me Away Together as one at number 2 or 1B in this case, apparently I'm not giving it enough respect for Scotty. Apparently only he and Rob are the ones that give the song any respect, but
That is correct.
yes, this is a classic in my opinion. The power that he displays in this song is tremendous. Again, as I am not a Kiss historian, so I have no idea what kind of respect this song does or does not get.
It's ignored. It's not disrespected. It's ignored.
And to me, I wouldn't have any idea as to why that wouldn't make any sense to me. This, again, it's his ability that he shows in this is unbelievable. Well written and well performed. It's a great song.
It's Wabbit season.
Yeah, it's a Wabbit season. Yes.
How was that close? Oh,
Davey.
David.
Well, number 2, I'm also one that doesn't give this song much love, is Take Me Away. To me, this is not a song, it's a journey. Whenever I listen to this song, I feel like I'm on a journey. Yeah, at least 100,000 years. But yeah, it's just an epic song. I'm a bit like you guys. I don't know why it doesn't get love, because you don't get much better than it. Well, you get one better, but you don't get much better than this.
See, think about it though. That's how much Kiss got shit on by critics. They spend, and it's not like they ignore the solo albums. They go out of their fucking way to find the most embarrassing aspects and trash these albums, yet don't take the time to discover Take Me Away or Rip It Out or even Radioactive. They don't they don't want to point out the good stuff. It's easy when you got Ace or Peter and Gene's albums to pick at, to just throw them all under a shit umbrella. But how anybody who ever worked for Rolling Stone or any other joke of a fucking music institution cannot see the talent on Paul and Ace's albums, to me, should be revoked from ever doing any critiquing of music again. It's ludicrous.
And now it's Louis.
It'll be my next name, Lou to Chris, for my name for the next video or something. Or I was thinking lubricated. But anyway, I already said the song earlier. I love it a lot and everything else. I just want to mention it again, the Take Me Away song. Have you listened to the Beatles' I Want You, She's So Heavy yet? So you know where Paul got that inspiration for the way he outros that song. You got to listen. Take a listen to Beatles, I Want You / She's So Heavy. The outro of that song, it's a very long outro, but musically in the same style, but not in any ripoff from Paul or anything. But you got to listen so you know where Paul got that idea from.
Okay.
Now, number 2, I was surprised I'm putting this up at number 2. For some reason, I listened to it like 3 times over the last couple of days, and it still stays at number 2. I think the song is spectacular. The chorus doesn't bother me because he's singing in different registers. Ba, 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 ba. Love and Chains. You know, that song is a ripping rocker.
How was that second line?
What? I'm not doing that. I've learned not to do that shit. You got it once and that's it.
Well, I got it more than once.
All right, you got it in the past many times, and it ain't gonna happen again.
Scotty.
Okay, number 2, a song that for some reason hit me different this time. I always really liked the song, and like Rob, I used to complain about the intro of the song, but today when I was listening to it earlier, it's moved up. I know it has. There's no other way out of it. Tonight You Belong to Me. I enjoyed headphones, man. You know, it's just a whole different journey.
Especially when you hear that guitar after the softer intro, when that real part kicks in a headphone. Holy shit.
Yes, man. And this is a rocker, bro. Heavy ballad, whatever you want to call it. I love the intro. I love Paul's voice in the intro. I don't think it goes on too long anymore. Not today, I didn't. I may next week. But it definitely moved up, man, to number 2, dude. It is a good song. Now, no, would I have picked it to release or play or be one of the top songs? Yeah, one of the top songs, but it wouldn't have been my pick. That one's coming up. But anyway, it's still great. The drums come in and dude, yeah. Yeah, man, it was perfect today. So great rocker. Love it.
All right. Number 1's the song that only me and Scott give credit to. Take Me Away, Together as One. This is almost indescribable. It's almost one of those songs. It's not worth bragging about. If someone hasn't heard it and you want them to hear it, just fucking put it on. You can't describe the power that exudes from him during this song. It is off the fucking charts and some of the greatest drum fills I've ever heard in my life. Maybe they're not Neil Peart technical, but they are so fitting. And it just the drums just take over the last minute of this song. It's amazing. And his vocals from soft to hard, seamless. And I, again, watching that video, that interview from a couple of weeks ago or a week ago, Jericho asked him about some of the shit he was doing with his voice in the 80s. And his take was it was effortless. He did it because he could, even though he shouldn't have. even though he said not this song, but in the 80s, some of the songs, I'll Fight Hell to Hold You and stuff get criticized for him going way over the top. Basically, he says it did nothing for the song, but I could do it, so I did it. I mean, this guy gets no respect for that vocal power. And I'm not taking anything away from Steven Tyler, Robert Plant, and anybody else I shit on, Dio, whoever. But if you watch them sing, it looks like they're really straining out a peanut-filled turd, and it hurts. When you watch Paul Stanley sing these notes, especially like the Donington concert, Strutter comes to mind, the Sydney concert where he's doing I Was Made for Loving You, the middle falsetto stuff. The motherfucker is smiling while breaking glass. I mean, he's not breathing heavy. He's not squinting. It's just, he's untouchable for his time until he, obviously suffered the consequences of doing those things. But this song is just, to me, the very description of what Paul Stanley's voice is.
All right. Looks like we lost the redneck. At number 1A.
I got a backup plan for that. We'll plug in his clone here and
oh my god. I gotta be careful never to lose internet with you guys because I get that fucking picture.
Okay.
All right.
Derek.
At number 1 or 1A, this is where I have the song that should have been the single, Wouldn't You Like to Know Me? Another up-tempo rocker that to me it stands out as, obviously, in my opinion, to be the best song on this album, at least in the last couple of days. Again, this one would have appealed to a much broader audience than what had been released. But again, in my opinion, like Dr. Fuck would say, Wouldn't You Like to Know Me is my favorite tune.
I don't think he'd say that.
Well, no.
Number 1 for me was my favorite song in 1978 and 2025. It's still there. It's not been knocked off. It's Tonight You Belong to Me. I love the intro, Rob. I love the way he sings that intro. May not be your cup of tea, but mine.
I used to love it. It's just now I'm kind of like, just don't do the female voice and you plug in some chick you're dating and have.
I don't think he's doing a female. I've just shown his range, as Darren said. He's got a great range and he sings his heart out. And I said, it's just another great song. I wouldn't made it a single, but it's still the best song on the album.
Okay. Louis.
Well, almost anything you could pick from this album could be the best song on the album. That's how great it is, except for like 2 or 3 of them. But other than that, the one I like best, it's a straight up, straightforward, straight ahead rocker. Can never be loud enough. I love singing along with this song as long as I got it loud enough I could stretch my voice and everything else. It's All Right. It's my favorite song on the whole album. I really enjoy the hell out of the power, the energy, the enjoyment. It's a heartfelt rocker. You could probably get people that never heard this song before, get a lot of like emotional grasp from the song. Like he's singing it so believable that he really feels that way. So that's why I chose It's All Right. And it also closes out my Kiss Up From the Ashes album, because that's the perfect song to end that album, and it's the perfect song to end this list with.
And where can we find that?
Just put Kiss Up From the Ashes on the internet and you'll find it.
Scotty, it looks like you're in agreement with Lewis here.
Good job, Lewis. And
Right.
I tried to dethrone It's All Right, but I couldn't. This starts off powerful and it does not give you a break. This is a Kiss song. I would have loved to have heard this with a solo. This is, the drums are, you can feel them on this one, on this song. His vocals, he is just ripping it the whole time, man. The breakdown in the middle, this is the heaviest rocker on the song, pound for pound, bro, and it is badass. And I think it's been my favorite song on here for a long time.
Every time I put on the Paul Stanley album just to listen to one song, that was my go-to. You know, I only have time to listen to one song before I got to head out to work or something. That was the song. And the neighbors hated me because I played it too loud.
That's not the reason they hated you, Luke.
This one right here should have been the one they should have released, because this sounded like Kiss, man. I think this should have been the one to release.
Is it better than anything on Ace's album?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is it better than everything on Ace's album?
No. I mean, let's put it this way. It's just a great song, and I don't see why we got to go back to dissing on Ace.
No, man. It's to me, it's up there with Rip It Out, man. I mean, dude, that's my favorite one on Aces, and this is my favorite one on Paul's.
And to Scott's point, before I forget, saying this song would have been so much better with a solo. And I know two viewers who agree with that wholeheartedly. Valkenhart and your buddy Ricky both would have loved it because their favorite guitarists are Bob and Bruce Kulick. They would have loved to have either one of those two do a solo on this or any of Ace Frehley's songs on his solo album, because the Kulick brothers are their very favorite guitarists from Kiss.
Yeah, I got that from their comments too.
You got that?
Yeah.
I even had to put a post up about the Kulick brothers just to tribute those two.
Yeah, I love them. I love them both.
I can't think of a type of solo that can fit with It's All Right for it to work. I think because there's no real solo that the song works.
Oh, it's great. It's great without the damn solo. It's number one, man.
Maybe a bass solo.
No.
All right, let's get to the then and now comparison.
Yes.
All right, this time we'll stop with the man with the scroll-tee. All right, this time around, Scott. Well, we'll do now and then. So at number 9, this time Scott had Hold Me, Touch Me. And previously he had the same song. So you matched up. This time you had Ain't Quite Right at number 8. Previously you had the song Move On. This time you had Move On at 7. Previously it was Love in Chains. This time Love in Chains was at number 6. And previously it was Ain't Quite Right. At number 5, both Now and Then was Goodbye. This time, Wouldn't You Like to Know Me was number 4. Previously, it was Tonight You Belong to Me. This time, Take Me Away was number 3, and it was the same last time. Tonight You Belong to Me was number 2, and Wouldn't You Like to Know Me was number 2 previously, and It's All Right was your number 1 Now and Then. Rob, you matched at number 9 with Hold Me, Touch Me. Tonight, Love in Chains was number 8. Last time it was Goodbye. This time you had Goodbye at 7, and previously it was Love in Chains. Tonight, Move On was at number 6, and last time it was Ain't Quite Right. And apparently you dumped on it because you said... I mean, tonight you had Ain't Quite Right at number 2, and we all dumped on it. So I dumped on it tonight because I had it at number 6, and I dumped on it. So you dumped on it.
It's pure knowledge when I say it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. All right. At number 5 tonight, it was It's All Right. Previously, it was Move On. Number 4. Tonight, it was Tonight You Belong to Me, and it was previously as well. Number 3, you matched again. Wouldn't You Like to Know Me both times. Number 2 tonight, Ain't Quite Right, and before it was It's All Right, and you matched at number 1 with Take Me Away.
So my biggest jump was Ain't Quite Right, 4 spots.
Yes.
It doesn't seem quite right to me.
No.
I
All right.
think mine was Tonight You Belong to Me. It jumped like 2 spots.
Well,
Yes.
I do have a request from Scotty Miller, and he would like it if we do some Triumph. And I know
Motorcycle or the car?
both.
Yeah.
The insult comic, the dog. Yeah, the wife got it. Okay. He suggests Allied Forces. Now I know a couple, maybe 3 Triumph songs. I like them. I remember Say Goodbye was a huge video hit on MTV in the early 80s, I believe. So I will add that to the list, and eventually we'll work that in Triumph.
Lay It on the Line.
Yeah, that's another one. And Freebird was one of them that was a pretty big hit for them. So
Does it sound like the
Oh,
Skinner
really?
version, or is it different?
what?
You said
Freebird, that
is
was
it-
Leonard Skinnard.
Yeah.
No, Skinner redid that. Triumph put that out in 1968 originally, and then
Oh, really?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Fucking ass.
You motherfucker.
So I was gonna ask you, was it a
Don't
Skinner
ever
remake or
believe a
whole
fucking
different
word
song?
out of his mouth.
Is it a remake or a different song?
no, it's not even a song. I was just fucking with it. All right. So, yeah, we got a lot of shit to get into, but we're going to knock out the solos first. So, Scotty or Darren needs to draw which of the final 2 members is next.
He's got an invisible bowl.
It's Penis. Peter.
Peter?
Peter is
Tennis.
next. Oh, goody.
And
This is
folks,
going to be a tough list.
just remember this: you can't say happiness without saying penis.
Maybe listen to this album on headphones.
I was
I was
actually
hoping to
gonna
listen to it with,
I was going to listen
with
to it from the
earplugs.
backyard while it was on in the house.
All right.
Give
We
it a
have some
chance.
mixed reaction videos coming up for 4 of us on Friday. Scott, you're welcome, but you really need to learn how to pay attention. These are just quick little short
Oh, yeah.
react to individual songs from bands who've sent me their shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What
so-
time?
Probably 8-ish, right? It's usually.
Same time
If
as
I'm
usual.
here, I will jump in. I will jump in on that.
Yeah, we'll do at least 2, maybe 3. They're just I got so many songs from different artists overseas that have sent me stuff. The last one we did, they loved it and shouted us out. So there you go. There's that.
Okay.
So that's Friday.
Shout it out.
And Saturday at 7 Central Time versus 8 for the next warning. Scott, you're welcome to stay the hell off.
I'll be a pop up. I'll pop up middle way through and be a guest.
You'll be
Rejected.
All right. So Friday is the normal time for me,
Yes,
for all of us, right?
for all
And
of us.
Saturday is an hour earlier.
Correct.
Got it. Okay.
And then when do you want to shoot for Simmons? Peter.
Penis.
Sorry. Penis, Chris. Peter.
Let's see. Today's Wednesday. How about Sunday or
It's
Monday?
Thursday.
Darren, Sunday or Monday? Keep in mind, you got to listen to that shitter first. So
Monday.
Monday. Good call. All right, guys. Anything else?
It's not that
All right.
bad.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
it.
This sucks more than anything that has ever sucked
Hey,
before. This
don't
sucks more
forget.
than anything.
Tonight, is it tonight at 8 o'clock? Hell, it's already going on. What the hell? I'm lost. But anyway, Hurricanes playing for the Stanley Cup if they get by this team. You guys are from
They
Is
play
that
college
badminton?
football and fucking hockey.
Is that
yeah,
badminton?
yeah. Well,
what
when
sport is that?
Carolina's in it, yeah,
Is
absolutely.
that the Paul Stanley Cup?
Yeah.
Paul Stanley.
All
Cup.
right.
Like that.
All right. So I guess we'll leave you with this little public service announcement. And with that, thanks for watching.